At first glance, this looks like a very highly specialized piece of gear. A General Networks Nettest InterWATCH 95,000 performance and verification system. But in reality, this is a very interesting piece. I am here to show you why it is a very interesting piece. For anybody that's going to want me to take this apart in this video, that's not what I'm going to do. That's not the purpose of this video. It's got a fair number of fans. There's only a total of 5 of them in the pack there. Calibration. That's just maybe a little bit out of calibration. At this point, there's the input. Got 3 expansion slots. They look like standard expansion slots, don't they? It's kind of interesting. There's a video port. 1000 Ethernet. And parallel and serial. If you thought that this was a piece of PC hardware, you'd be absolutely right. But something that you won't generally see in PC hardware is an integrated display. I don't believe it's touch capable. And an integrated keyboard with a trackball. It does have a floppy drive. Power switch and hard drive LED. For whatever reason, they chose to put the power LED there. Kind of interesting. But the other interesting thing about this is how it does its work. Because you might have noticed, or you might have guessed, that this was a piece of network testing gear, but there's a distinctive lack of any kind of network anything on this. There's your network testing gear, right there. Or performance analysis, whatever it is that this actually does. I'm not 100% sure. This looks like a 10 base 2 controller card of some kind. It's labeled DS3 ETM. It's in slot 2. We have Ethernet. 10100 Ethernet. There's a processor of some kind. This is OC3, which is actually meant for optical. So fiber optic lines. And then primary protocol engine with a timestamp generation thing there. Power down unit before inserting or removing any modules. These are actually VME bus. So it's definitely very interesting. Let's go ahead and power it on. Let's have a look at the other interesting thing about this. You heard all the fans just turn on. We'll have a listen to that. Lots of loud fans. And we now have some lights. I'm sure if I looked, I could probably find the user's manual for this and figure out how I should hook something like this up. You can see it's running a standard award by us, Technor Applicom T830, version 2.2. battery is definitely no good. It's not 1999 anymore. WinCE display setting, that's different. I assume that's for this. Most of the rest of this seems to just be a standard off-the-shelf award BIOS. MHz Celeron MMX. Here's the other interesting thing. This is running Sun OS. Which is not something that you see every day. Of course, I'm going to need to reconfigure it. It's still set up for all of the old network interface stuff. Now I'm going to go into the graphical environment. There is a dead pixel right there. This is not a touch screen. Doesn't really do a whole lot. So of course there's not a whole lot for it to do. But you might have noticed this looks an awful lot like Windows 95. You're right, this is what's called FVWM95, the window manager that is running on top of this. Huh. I assure you I read that very carefully. Let's see if that's a local file or if that's going to try and go over the network. It's definitely a local file. The file manager is having some problems. With some of this. Oops. Huh. This is a local help file, too. It's not really working, is it? There we go. Good, we'll get out of that. It's trying to initialize something that's not going to work because nothing's plugged into it. Yeah, that's got all the old configuration information on it. Going to have to redo that. license setup. Doesn't really have any of those. Date and time. Software installation. Some profiles for some monitoring and such like things. Standard text editor. This keyboard actually is kind of crappy. It's not a very good keyboard. Just an example of typing with it. System information. That's what's installed on it. So, not really much to see here on this. Star Office? Why would this have an Office program on it? Well, definitely does, though. Interesting. Oh, there is no template. But it does have all the ones that I remember. But they're slightly different. Maybe they're not different. Maybe it's just the low color depth. Not 100% sure. Of course, everybody's favorite terminal. Not much to see there. So I'm going to go ahead and shut this down. And I'd like to thank you for watching, and if you have any comments, definitely do feel free to leave them below. If it will actually do so. It might not. There it goes.